They was covering everything involving Christy Noel, talking about trans people playing sports. They covered the whole entire thing. She fired on Fox News, and she fired. She fired now. Wow, that's nuts. Maybe the most nutty part of the entire thing, as was outlined in the article, it said that Trump was unhappy with her handling of the Epstein files. And this is a point that I love to drive home whenever possible about how pick me ends, because America, is anybody happy with Pam Bondi's handling of the Epstein files? Is anybody happy with her handling of the Epstein files?
There is a great dissatisfaction, and I take Ann Cush's point about she's done sort of everything they could have asked lately about the Epstein files, but she set herself up to fail. We all remember when she handed out those binders to influencers suggesting that there were these dramatic new disclosures that she was making in the Epstein files at the beginning of the administration.
Normally I add
a lot of nothing. Remember when she said that she had the Epstein client list on her desk, and then she had to later acknowledge there was no client list. So she really sort of set false expectations at the beginning, only to have to come around and issue a statement saying, look, there really is no conspiracy theory here. There were nobody else we could have charged. And the DOJ is not thrilled with having to go through this process and release all these documents, but they're doing it pursuant to law. And then there's been a whole bunch of mistakes in the way they've done it. So she's clearly not made a lot of people happy with the way she's handled the Epstein files, and she set herself up essentially to fail with those disclosures at the beginning.
In fact, the lack of transparency was the thing that got her the most smoke. But once you peek underneath that proverbial hood, it was way worse than that.
It's not surprising because I think she's been a terrible AG. I think what's surprising is that the core of her issue is that she has been politically loyal to him and not the rule of law. So what does surprise me is that again and again, she has desecrated this department. I served as a former fucking prosecutor. As a fucking prosecutor, I was proud. I thought it was a patriotic job. And what she has done again and again is choose Trump over country. So for him to fire her and point to the Epstein files, that's actually her standing behind it. She's completely, she screwed the roll-up of that, but it's not because she was trying to do the right thing. Because again and again, she was trying to obstruct justice in rolling out this so-called client list she said existed. She said it was going to be released. Now there's no list. In having redactions and taking the amount of federal agents from doing things like counterterrorism, she put them on handling thousands of names, seeking President Trump's name and redacting him. So do I think he should fire her? Yes. But for the reasons that he's going to do it, absolutely not.
So, Pam Bondi, what you mean to tell me is that you went down in infamy as one of the worst AGs, if not the worst AG we have ever had, because of your handling of this particular case, but not to mention all the litany of pardons and the ways in which you totally obscured the ideas of law and order. You have the purges from within the FBI that you oversaw with Cash Patel. Like, it's bad. It's bad. In fact, it's so bad that you will always be attached to this in perpetuity. We will always remember the Dow.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000, and the Nasdaq smashing records. American 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, committee will be in order. Mr. Jordan, am I going to get an extra 45 seconds added to my time? The committee will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from Texas. The Attorney General can respond.
Thank you. The Dow has shattered 50,000 for the first time. This is crazy. They said it couldn't be done in 4 years, yet President Trump has done it in 1 year.
Not to mention the image of you refusing to apologize or even acknowledge the victims, and shout out to all the Democrats that were there for arranging that.
Yeah.
You will literally always be attached to this. And yet, the one person who you threw your entire reputation and legacy in the garbage for is, quote, unhappy with her handling of the Epstein files. Once again, class, this is how Pick Me ends. Hey, Monty, you would have been better off once you realized how this. You would have been better off getting yourself fired like way back in the before times. You would have been, if you would have got fired back in the before times, then you wouldn't be attached to none of this that's going on. And you presumably would have had like months head start in finding a new job. Because we knew it was going to come to this. Like, we literally all knew it was going to come to this. Trump had in recent days talked to allies about the possibility of firing Bondi, and he talked with her personally on Wednesday about the possibility it would happen, sources said. In the conversation, in which a source described as tough, Trump indicated Bondi was not long for her role, and he would be replacing her in the near future. Sources said Bondi was told she would be given a different job later, with two people indicating that Trump floated the possibility of appointing her as a judge after her departure from the Justice Department. That appeared to be short-circuited, though, with Trump's assertion she would be leaving government entirely.
What? No, there's not nuts. It's that some of the split peas and cooked. I mean, it's cooked it for the time. I guess they don't work so well with special chicken.
So, Pan, he told you he was going to give you a judge job
with the rice cooker.
Yes. Only for you to find out that you got to leave government entirely and go into the private sector.
That Korean.
He gave you, I pay you on Tuesday in government jobs. He told you, I got you, you know I'm good for it, to get you out the Oval Office. As soon as you got out the Oval Office, all of a sudden it was you in the private sector.
Yeah, the Korean barbecue.
No, it's a long line of people Trump has done that to.
I hear you.
Check all the contractors that be working on this property. Ain't nobody told you sign up for this. Ain't nobody told you. We know how this goes. We know how this goes. He promised you the judgeship only for you to leave and find out that you a flapper girl at the next government shutdown party. Have fun. And that's not to mention the way that this got reported. Trump informed her of the decision shortly before his primetime Iran war address to the nation, the senior administration told the Daily Mail. Bondi responded by pleading for the president to give her one more time in the role, but Trump remained firm that her time leading the agency was over. She was unhappy and tried to change his mind. However, the president told her she was fired and that an announcement would be made shortly. The announcement had been due to be made on Friday, but has been rushed out after rampant media speculation erupted overnight. Trump's reasoning for the sudden dismissal comes in part because the president believes Bondi tipped off Eric Swalwell about the FBI's efforts to release investigative documents related to his relationship with an alleged Chinese spy. Is this the moment that happened? How y'all getting all these exclusive photos? They got to secure the Oval Office better. Now, Pam Bondi. Yeah, they said you begged for the job. They said tears and everything, mascara. Yeah, they said you broke one of your pumps. It was bad. It was bad. They said you left the Oval Office looking like Elon Musk. That was bad. It was. That's the report.
They did better with that.
You know they like to throw people under the bus on the way out. You know, hey, we saw that with Elon Musk himself. We seen that with Vivek Ramaswamy. We seen it with Kristi Noem. All of a sudden we stand behind Kristi Noem. Next thing we know, she gets fired. Balloon party. You know what I mean? And so that's how this goes. That's how this goes. But for you though, it's fascinating that even in the moment where the one person whose approval you were seeking at the expense of the basic ideas and virtues of justice, at justice for actual victims, at your reputation, at the legacy that you leave. The one person whose approval you were seeking to get rid of any semblance of decency with respect to all of those things wanted to pack you up. And even in that moment, you begged for one more chance.
Don't talk sexual about food about my
How many vegetables that you can turn into tofu?
No. Hell no.
Pumpkin seeds turn into tofu with no extra ingredients.
You know? We try to save them. But we can't save everybody. You know, we can't save
everybody.
I'm sorry,
I gotta get better about that type of shit.
She was too far gone.
Yeah, it's not.
So she would be in a
I'm trying to figure out where the hell it's at.
Okay, sorry. Usually with more like front of your teeth, like pick out stuff.
Why are you in the box?
So Pam Bondi is
Oh, in that box stuff. Never mind.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Because now you can go get a job at Fox News. That's it. Or something, I don't know, maybe the MAGA Foundation, which will last for 4 years until all the indictments come down, and then you're gonna sit around and try to figure out what you did with your life, like everybody who has ever worked for the Trump administration ends up pondering whether life was worth it, and it wasn't, because you get temporary power in vain, only to be ousted. They all get ousted. Every one of them eventually get ousted. The only guy that appears to skip any version of being ousted of anything is Trump, although he did lose in 2020, by the way. But yep, see you, Pam. Have a good one. Hopefully I'll never see you again.
Now here is the $64,000 question, or if we're talking about pardons, the $1 million question. Let me tell you what nobody's saying about this. Here's what you need to understand about AG firings. Presidents don't just fire their own attorneys general over policy disagreements. They fire them because the AG won't do something they need done. The last time this happened at this scale was October 1973. Nixon ordered his AG to fire the Watergate special prosecutor. The AG looked him in the eye and resigned and said, so did the deputy AG. It took 3 tries to find someone willing to do it. Congress called it the Saturday Night Massacre, and impeachment resolutions were introduced in Congress that same week. Now, here's what should make your stomach drop. Bondi was already the most compliant AG in modern American history. She dropped cases against Trump supporters, cleared his allies, and dismissed January 6 charges. She was built for this role, and apparently that wasn't enough. On a day when America is inches from military conflict with Iran and the world is watching every move out of Washington, Trump is firing his own attorney general. The only question that matters is the one nobody's asking. What does he need done that even Pam Bondi said no to? That's a hell of a question, isn't it? It really is a hell of a question. And shout out to you with the Senate with attaching her to the J6 pardons as well as all the other prosecutions. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is nasty work. Nasty, egregious work that you left, Pam Bondi, with a 0% approval. Like with 0%. And Trump's is bad. Pam Bondi, 0%. 0%. Not even Trump. But we have to turn the page forward and make sure we have all eyes on the next moves out of the DOJ, because as the question was just asked, what was it that he needed done that even Pam Bondi wouldn't do? Todd Blanche. From Laura Loomer, Pam Bondi's been fired. Deputy AG Todd Blanche will be temporarily replacing Bondi, which will be interesting given the fact that Blanche is a Democrat. Oh, they fight. Yay! They fight. Oh yeah. We love to see it. And when I let them fight, Oh, it's dirty? I just used it last night. That's true. I did. Yeah, if y'all didn't see the debacle, that was the Iran speech. Watch what I do to him tomorrow. When I catch him tomorrow, I'm gonna hit him so hard tomorrow when I catch him. What happened today? Oh, I won the fight. I won the fight. I won the fight today. Yeah. Ain't nobody seen nothing like what I did. Ain't nobody ever seen nothing like what I did. It was brilliant.
He doesn't want to be picked up.
All over the yard. Yeah, they respect me all over the yard. Hey, I'm the hottest kid in 4th grade. They respect me all over. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna hit him so hard tomorrow. I'm gonna hit him.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit him so hard tomorrow. I had to let him fight all throughout that. And that was the debacle. Maybe that was why Trump was so low energy during that whole thing. Why he seemed so depressed.
I'm trying for you to go that way, so I'm going steering him.
You know what I mean? So that hurt.
About your toes.
I know that hurt. Hey, good luck finding a replacement.
She wasn't the president's first choice for this job. Remember, it was Matt Gaetz who could not be confirmed. That was not going to fly. And now I wonder, Jeff, how tough it is going to be to confirm someone to replace her, considering there are a number of senators. She and Kash Patel were put in their position with promises of not going to retaliate or use DOJ or the FBI to go after President Trump's enemies. And yet we've seen that is exactly what it has been used for. So
we got
I
Apple
wonder how difficult this process will be to find someone to replace her.
I think the confirmation process
Apple's
will be
they give off the acid to make sure others do
from what we've just seen with the DSA.
Yeah, we got some Apple
Markway and Mueller. Even if a senator happens to be Democrat, and if you have been mentioned possibly, one is going to be very reluctant to position because Attorney General is different than every other position in the cabinet. And there's enough muscle memory now, beginning with Jeff Sessions, who could not be any more loyal initially until he fell out of favor because he recused himself. And that's something that the president still has in mind. He will choose someone who will never recuse themselves from anything. So I think that these confirmation hearings for the next Attorney General will be dramatically different.
But let's stay on this pack 'em up energy. Trump, that Iran speech went so poorly that you just got to start, you know what I mean? You got to start packing up as many people as you possibly can, change the news cycle, jumpstart, let them fight, and then add a ton of more people that have an impetus to blow the whistle and tell the American people what really happened. You got somebody in mind? New. Trump is considering firing Tulsi Gabbard. In the past 24 hours, we have
fucking attack each other. It's
like 3 different people in the DOJ, and now the DNI. So either they're refusing to do something very illegal, which for them is a far line, or there's a major intelligence scandal happening.
Wait, now he's coming over?
No, just later.
I'm with it.
Oh, I was like,
okay.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Tulsi's
low-hanging fruit. Come on, Trump. You can throw more people under the bus than that.